Have you ever received money from Kat Matlala?
Yes,
How did you receive and what was it for?
we used to, oh no, I had 3 burials and I was having a challenge. You see, I spoke to him. In fact, he visited twice paying.
May you please speak through the mic?
Yes, he visited twice paying it. What do you pay? What do you call it? I want this terminology. When we are visiting, where there's a funeral, tribute, or he came there, yes. He
To your-
donated, yes.
To your home.
Yes. Not to where they were staying, to my home, yes.
So,
Staying with my mother, some cousin are staying with my sisters, yes.
so he visited
Yes.
twice.
Yes. But on the other one, he was there at the funeral, physical day at the funeral.
Can you recollect when that transpired?
It's late 2022 towards 2023. It's what after the second COVID, but towards 2023, it was late.
So you confirm under oath that those are the only monies you received from him?
Yes, except the monies that we eat. No, physical, those monies that I confirmed.
Except the monies that?
No, when we eat, everyone buys food.
In
Like
the
when we
restaurant?
are eating, yeah. Sorry?
In the restaurant?
Yeah, when we sit and eat talk, yeah, except that.
So
But
when
the
you eat in
contribution
the,
is
when you eat in
it's-
the restaurants, he give you money.
No.
He gives you money.
No. I'm saying when you eat, he pays, I pay.
He pays the
I pay,
bill.
yes, but the contribution he did it twice or thrice, you see, in my account.
In your?
My account.
Okay.
Yes, towards the burials and everything.
To your account?
Yes.
Not to your mother, which is which? You said he came to your home, he
No, he
gave
visited
the money
your
to your mother. So
no, he visited.
He visited.
Paid tribute. He came physical tribute. Then he paid through my account to assist.
to your
No, he
account,
didn't give mother, yes, to my account, yes.
not to your mother.
No.
So he came to your home, and then as a way of showing sympathy,
Yes.
he paid money to your account.
Yes, Chair.
How much was that?
It's not specific. It's tries.
How much was that?
I'm not sure. Chair. I'm not
You
sure.
can't even
Yes.
remember even a single transaction.
The other one, it was 21. The other one, it was
21 what?
21,000. The other one, it was 25, not 30. I don't have a specific, but he contributed, Chair.
So if we can summon your bank account or your bank statements rather, those are the only transactions we can see.
Yeah, in fact, they did that. They checked.
I beg your pardon?
They did that. They checked. Yes, those are the only.
Those are the only monies. You have said that you believe that you are on the receiving end of a succession plan, which does not, in accordance with your observation, involve you. That is why you are here today, correct?
Yes, Chair.
And that succession plan involves the chief of police, correct?
Yes, and his people. That's what I've said, yes.
What is the point of contention here? Why are you, if there is a plan, not part of their plan? Why are you not a preferred individual?
I'm not the person who comes from the side of projects. I'm the person who comes from the side of operations. I was never part of or in the close circle with those that are staying in the offices, and I was always operational, you see. And one of the things, Chair, it's what we were investigating now in terms of the building that are not finished but paid fully. In what about the constructions or the project, you see, that we're supposed to be delivered, things are not delivered. In fact, it's at the high level of the city. And I'm leading that.
So what is the point of contention?
I'm leading that this one, when it takes over, is going to be problematic. Investigate what's not supposed to be investigated. In fact, that's what I'm doing now.
So in their view, you are a man of principle.
Not man of principle, a problematic man.
So because you are a man of principle.
Not principle per se. I think I'm a problematic man to them.
You are a problematic man.
Yes.
The reason for being problematic?
I always complain about resources in the city.
Mm.
Number one, as I've said, can't have police officers without bullet vest. That must respond. And there are companies that are they appointed to provide those things. You can't have police officers without uniform. Because the current situation, that officers that they're operational, there are companies that have been appointed to provide uniform. Uniform is there. Secondly, that's what I've been talking about the whole day, issues of vehicles, you see. And as I've said that all those things, they affect you operational because it is you and the guys that are doing operation that are seeing these things. And then there is supporting division that must support you in terms of all those things. But operational is a different story. You see, we were dealt with many times by unions in terms of occupational health and safety. Because those boots and those uniforms, part of protective clothing.
So
Officers must-
those are the only reasons.
I think,
So in terms of your operational duties, you are not reading from the same scripture. Is that the best summary I can give to the scenario you've given?
yeah, from my side, it's that. Because in all these meetings, we're not seeing eye to eye. They will say this has been delivered. I say, no. It has been, like, for example, we've got a precinct in Captain Park, Eglin precinct. You can't even now. It has been paid. They said, oh, let's go and occupy. We said, where is the occupational certificate? The company has been paid. The company said, when you went inside, it's an opposite. You go to Benoni precinct, you see, it's fully paid, but 50% of it has been done. You can't even
So-
occupy, and then
so-
the tonnage officers, they don't.
Then ipso facto, they patched you. They patched you as a consequence of that.
Yeah, with lawyers and everything they paid.
Are you an honest man?
Yes, Chair. Yes, Chair.
Did you disclose the monies you got from Matlala?
No, I disclosed.
Where did you disclose them to?
I bought cows. I disclosed that I've got cows. I've got those that I've, it was 20 to the city, with the city to disclose.
You
It
did
was
what?
20 with the city to disclose.
Yes.
2022, 2023. Yes, I think it's 2022.
I'm talking about the three transactions that you have alluded to.
Yes,
Did
Chair,
you
I've
disclose
disclosed. Yes. The first two and the last ones for the cows I disclosed to the council, to the city.
To the council?
Yes.
Do you have records
It's with the city, sir.
showing that?
Yeah, it's with the city, not with me.
So if we request them from the city,
They-
they will give them
They
to
will
us.
give you, sir. They will give you.
So you disclosed all the three transactions.
I disclosed
is-
of the funeral, I didn't disclose because it was going to the funeral, but of the cows, I disclosed. The one it was for funeral, it was not me, and I.
But it was transferred to your account. That's what you told us, isn't it so?
If it was not for personal benefit, it was for my personal benefit, it was.
No, but it was transferred.
Yes, you're correct. You're
Yes,
correct.
so you're not supposed to disclose it.
Because it's a funeral, I didn't share. I didn't. For funeral, I didn't. I would like.
Does it matter what the money is paid for?
Yes, when you disclose, you must mention money for this, money for this.
Yeah, but I'm saying the fact that it was a funeral, does it make it less important for you to disclose it? Because it was for the funeral.
I took it, the funeral is not that, they can't publicize things for the funeral.
No, but
But you're not answering the question.
Yes.
What is the requirement? When you receive money, do you have to disclose it or not?
For personal, can you disclose?
so you can't, you are telling this committee that if the money has been paid for the funeral, you can't disclose it.
No, I'm not saying you can't, I didn't do that. Let me say, so I didn't do that. I didn't.
No, I'm talking a principle now. I'm not talking about what you did and what you did not do. In terms of principle, when you receive money for the funeral, are you supposed to disclose it?
Chair, you know, when you check people that some donated 1,000 rand, some donated 500, I didn't disclose all those monies.
But I'm talking principle, Mr.
Commissioner Mukwanas, what is the policy what does the policy say?
It's when you receive gifts, any gifts, money or any gifts for personal benefit to disclose.
Correct.
Yes.
Now, for the funeral, because I want you to state it on the record. For the funeral, You are not supposed to disclose it. Is that the evidence you are tendering before this committee?
No, no, I didn't disclose for the funeral.
No,
Not, you are
no.
not supposed to.
Let's leave what you did not do. I'm talking about principle now.
Principal, you are supposed to disclose, but I didn't disclose.
You didn't.
Yes,
So you did something wrong.
I think so. Because I thought it's funeral, but if it's wrong, I can't deny it.
Okay. You, in your statement, when you explain how you got to know Mr. Van Wyk, who was the director of the Medicare company, you are saying you were approached by members of the Metro Police. Who are those members?
I think it's CLU members. Who's this guy? He has resigned. I'll remember his name is an officer, a white officer that stays in Boxback. I will give you the names. Yes.
So how many were they when
There
they
were
approached?
There were two members.
How did they approach you? Did they tell you telephonically or?
No, they
verbally?
came to my office.
They came to your office?
Yes. In fact, all the specialized unit are reporting in Boxback. The director reports in Boxback and all the units and the members, because it's a central point. All of us, we meet every day, communicate every day with them. But it was physically. They came to my office.
Was it not necessary for you to attach their affidavit in this statement? Because we were not there when you met them. When they came to your office, we were
Oh.
not there. So how are we supposed to know that indeed that took place?
No, I will get the affidavit, sir. But the other one is not working, but I'll try to trace him. You'll get the affidavit. Yes, I don't think about the affidavit because I've already said that they could.
Because here, Mr. Mkwanas, we are writing to people who were not there. We are narrating these events and we were never part of them. So how are we supposed to know that what you have told us in your statement is anything to go by?
I think even him, he can attach to that because the first meeting, they were part of that briefing. Mike Van Wyk, they were with me in the same, because I didn't go there alone. I said, guys, you know him, let's go. They were part of that engagement.
So
And
they-
the Medicare is still there, they're still there, you can even get.
So they came to tell you about Mr. Van Wyk and their services, correct?
Yes, yes.
And then
No,
what wa-
not just the things that he wants to do for
Yes.
us, yes.
health services.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. And then you said they must bring him to office.
No, we went to his office.
You went to his
Yeah,
office.
we went
With
to
who?
the Medicare clinic. Me
who?
and these two guys.
So when they told you about Mr. Van Wyk, did they tell you under a formal or informal conversation?
No, it was informal conversation. They just approached me. Do now we've got this. I won't say it's formal. When a person comes uninvited, you don't have a formal meeting and say, because my office is an open door office. They always come.
So after they gave you that presentation, then you said, let's go to his office.
Yes, yes. It's, let it be him who present that so that we understand.
Did
what-
you inform your line manager that there is this good story that have been told by so and so? And I think it's good that I go and witness what they've told me by hearing from the horse's mouth.
He has met him. We met, I met him. He briefed me.
You met
But-
who?
Let me explain. Okay. may I
Yeah,
explain?
please mention names.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
when you say-
No, I met Mike Van Wyk. Then I
Yes.
went to brief my deputy chief, Mr. Mzolo. At some time they met and he presented the same thing. That's when
No,
I
no, no,
again
no,
went.
no. My question is, before going to Mr. Van Wyk for the first time, after you have been told about him by these guys who were working for the Metro police, as a first instance, did you go to your line manager to say, line manager, this is what I've been told by these guys. In pursuit of it, I think I must go to Mr. Van Wyk to hear his proposal.
I meet many people, we don't do that.
No, don't
I don't do
generalize.
that.
Yeah,
No.
it was specific.
No, I didn't do that.
You didn't do
Yeah,
it.
we met after I've met Mike, not before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about Van Wyk, not
Yes.
about other people. So let's not generalize. So you went straight to Mr. Van Wyk and he made this presentation to you.
Yes, yes.
And then after that, you invited him to come and present to Metro, correct?
No. I met my deputy chief.
Yes.
Then he briefed the chief. Then he said, no.
Mm.
There will be a day, because in that meeting, you don't just come and present to CSMT.
Yes.
They arrange, make appointments and put you in a slot or give you time for presentation.
Mm.
That's a process that they're doing.
Where is the proposal?
There's a document. I think there is. I will check.
Did you attach it here?
Memorandum of understanding.
No,
Yes.
the proposal.
No, I was not part of that meeting. I don't know what other things that they discussed there. But
No,
the one
no.
that I know.
No, Mr. Mkwanas. When he presented to you in your first meeting, what did he present?
No, when he presented, he didn't have a document. He spoke about these things. But I know that he developed a
So
proposal
he
that went.
spoke
But-
from his heart,
Yes.
and then you got impressed.
No, it was a plan that we wanted, yes. It was a
So-
plan that we wanted, you see. But I know that after he presented there was a what do you call, a proposal. There was a proposal.
Where?
After he presented at CSMT, he showed me what he presented
No.
there.
I'm talking about your first meeting.
No, there was nothing for
There was no
There
proposal.
was no document, there was nothing.
So you relied on a verbal presentation.
Yes, and he agreed to present. When I said, the second time when I said, no, I spoke to the deputy chief. He said, they've agreed, you can come and present. Then there was a proposal. I know there was a document that he presented there.
Where?
Okay.
No. Let's not move from the first meeting. Let's move chronologically. You are in the first meeting, he gives you a presentation and it doesn't give you a proposal. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
So you relied on a verbal presentation
Yes.
and you took it further without
Okay.
witnessing any documented information. Then you took it further to persuade your superiors to say, there is this guy with this proposal, he will come and present.
Through you, Chair, you must remember there was nothing formal in the first meeting.
Yes.
You just raised whatever that you wanted to raise and all this engagement.
So the conclusion is that following the first meeting, you relied on a verbal presentation.
Yes.
And then the next step is that you went to,
To brief my deputy chief. Then he said, yes, he can come and present to.
your deputy
But you
chief.
met, no, before that, we went to his medical clinic with the deputy chief before he went to, or before he presented to CSMT.
So that was the second meeting.
Yes.
You went to with the deputy chief.
No, it was not a second meeting, or the second like formal meeting, but we met before that meeting.
No.
That's
no,
what second.
no.
No, let me say yes. That was the second
Mr.
meeting.
Mpanas, No.
No, I don't
Remember-
want you to say that after that
No.
meeting. we didn't-
Remember, you said the first meeting is a meeting that followed a meeting that you had with guys from Metropolis.
Oh, yes.
Then you went to the second meeting, correct?
Yes.
A second meeting with Mr. Van Wyk, which was a first meeting between you and Mr. Van Wyk.
You are correct, Chair.
Yes.
Okay.
And then from that meeting, what transpired? Which meeting followed?
Between me and the deputy chief of police and him. Where,
And where was that meeting?
no, Medicare clinic
So the deputy chief went to his office again.
with me.
With
me.
you?
Yes.
Mr. Mkwanas, is it ordinary for you to go to service providers' offices?
No, he was not a service provider.
Whom you have not, no, I'm saying before you even appoint them. Because ultimately he became a service provider, isn't it so?
No, it didn't happen.
No, I'm saying here this person was making a presentation and he intended to have or to render services for you, correct? That was the intention.
To render a free service to us, yes.
Yes, that's a service, whether free or not, but that is a service. So that person is a service provider. Now the question is, is it an ordinary practice for you to go to service providers' premises before you even appoint them? Twice. You went for the first time, you went for the second time with the deputy chief. Is that an ordinary practice?
When you say a service provider, putting it another way, we are meeting stakeholders on daily basis. We are going to their offices, they come to our office. It depends where is the meeting.
No, remember, Mr. Mkwanas.
When
You
you limit
said,
it to a service.
no, but Mr. Van Wyk was not a stakeholder in terms of what we have said, because Mr. Van Wyk was introduced to you by guys from the Metro Police. If he was a stakeholder, then he was not going to be introduced to you because you would have known him by then.
On that one, I don't agree with you, through you, Chair.
What is it that you don't agree with? Because I'm just narrating what you have just told us.
the
How
way-
does a person whom you have not seen become a stakeholder? A person that you are meeting for the first time, how does it become a stakeholder?
How do you meet a stakeholder? There's always a first time. It's either you meet him somewhere.
No, I'm saying prior to your meeting, prior to your first meeting with him, he was not a stakeholder.
Yes, he was not providing anything. And
Yeah.
he did not provide anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Then why do you say that's what you do to stakeholders? As if this one, before you went to him, he was already a stakeholder.
There are stakeholders that do always meet for the first time that don't provide service, but they meet and discuss and say, we want to assist, we want to do this for the community, we want to do this for the city. Then you meet with them.
No,
And it
but I'm
doesn't mean
saying,
that they're service
I'm
provider.
saying, Mr. Mkwanas, before you met him for the first time, he was not a stakeholder. So you were not meeting a stakeholder when you met him for the first time.
And I was not meeting a service provider because it was for the first time.
Yes,
Yes.
you met somebody who intended to provide services for you.
You are correct.
That is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
Now, the question is it ordinary for you to meet people who intend to give you services prior to appointing them?
How do you meet them? Where must you meet them?
No, I'm saying to go to their premises.
Yes, you can go to premises.
So that is an ordinary practice. That is what I want you to confirm.
It's not ordinary. It depends when you engage with me. Where are you coming to us or we are coming to me?
So it is a common practice. It was not happening for the first time.
With Mike, it was for the first time.
I beg your pardon?
With Mike, it was for the first time.
It was for the first time.
Yeah.
With Van Wyk.
When we go, yeah.
So it's not an ordinary practice. If it was for the first time. It was so unique. It was unprecedented.
What do you mean when it's unprecedented?
No, because you are saying it was happening for the first time.
No, with Mike, yes. But
Yes.
we meet stakeholders. It's either they meet in our offices or we go to their offices. It's happening on daily basis.
Yeah, no, I think let's move on because I think we're not going to reach any fruitful results in this conversation. So we are saying before the state of the city, there were some credible threats to which you were exposed. And you are saying the council, and those threats were revealed to you by the council. Is that correct?
Yes, and let's put it clear. I've said allegedly. Because
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No,
Alleged means that,
there's no issue there,
oh,
but by the council.
yes.
Where are the minutes?
I don't have minutes of those meetings.
Why did you not attach them?
No, it was a meeting of me with other people. It was not my meeting.
No. Here, the statement is yours. It's not your statement
Yes,
with
no.
other people. Here, you are giving us a version of what transpired. Then how do we then prove? Because here you attach proof
Yes.
to say this is what transpired on this day. These are the minutes. This is the attendance register. So you can't tell us about a council meeting or a meeting between you and the council and not attach minutes.
No, I always write in my notebook, Chair, but to find it, it was 2022. So, but I always write, every time I always write. In a meeting, I always write. You see, and I write in a point system.
Yeah, but I'm asking the minutes, the minutes, where are the minutes? Showing that indeed there was a meeting and the council raised those issues with you,
I'm not sure,
the so-called credible threats.
I'm not sure, maybe if I can find them, but it has changed now. It's no longer, it's now a new political parties that are in charge. Some of those people are no longer working for the city. Because they were there when they were PA assisting the mayor of the then party. But now it's changed. Everyone is changing that office. But on my side, but I think part of those people, remember, I promised that I'm going to give you names. But
Yeah.
if I can get 1 or 2 names, I think they will assist.
Okay.
Yes, because I committed myself that I'm going to submit those names.
The observation that I'm making when I'm reading your statement, when you motivate how you arrive to a conclusion of appointing or of bringing in CAT VIP security, the conclusion I'm making is that the metro had no capacity to attend to security issues independently. So it required an external service provider. Is that what you are saying?
It didn't have the skill that those people are having.
Have
Yes.
you ever raised that to the relevant authorities within the metro?
She will raise it many times. That's why I've been said that we don't get trainings anymore. You know, the last people to get good trainings, it was my group and the group after me. After that, it's just that I'm saying in public now.
Yeah, for
There's a
instance,
gap, there's a serious gap.
yeah, for instance, on the issue of Medicare, you and in relation to services that were rendered that were promised to be rendered by Medicare, you spoke about the shortage of nurses. You said there were only 2 nurses. Now the question, and that was a shortfall. Now the question is, have you ever addressed that shortfall to the relevant authorities?
Yeah, many times. In fact, the shortfall, I even said it's worse now because it's 1 nurse.
Yeah,
There's a letter that we in fact, when we want to recruit, we submit a request to the office of HR and the office of the city manager. That letter was done, I think, many times requesting, and they are prioritizing because of challenge there.
now why did you why have you not attached those letters where you were addressing those concerns?
I never thought we needed, but Chair, I'm on suspension. I can't communicate with the officials of the city, request this, request that. But there are letters, I will check those letters that I'm having that are with me. But letters are submitted to relevant offices, HR and the office of the city manager. I know that that thing has been raised many times. Even as I was 18, I raised it because it's a challenge that we are facing every day. As I'm saying that the situation is worse than before now.
Yeah.
Because we had 4, 2, 3, 1, they're retiring, they're resigning.
So in your conclusion, the metro has no capacity to deal independently with security issues. It requires external stakeholders.
No, it was for that event, Chair. That's why the operational plan was.
It was for
that event.
the state of
Yes, the seat.
of
And
the city,
yes,
yes.
and the operational plan is specific for that day only, not any other day.
No, remember, somewhere in your statement, you are saying you had a relationship with stakeholders before you even spoke about CAT VIP protection. You even mentioned the problem of illegal minings and so on, and that people are building shacks and they are digging holes inside those shacks. Before you spoke about the VIP protection, I mean the CAT VIP protection. So generally, there is a problem of shortfalls in the security sector within the metro to a point that it can't deliver services independently.
Chair, our mandate is changing every day and it becomes a challenge. I'm agreeing with you. For example, the mandate of mines and securing the mines, it's not the mandate of Metropolis, but because it's happening within our jurisdiction where our people are staying, it is there. For example, crowd management was not our mandate. It was mandate of SAPS, but people are protesting and are protesting where? To the houses of the councillors